Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you very much for this kind invitation. I'm very pleased to be here with you. I'm a bit sick. That's why my English is even worse than normally. I'm very sorry. There's no picture yet on the screen. Should I push something?
Yeah, this is your presentation.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, my name is Alain Bieber. I'm the artistic director of NRW-Forum Düsseldorf. It's an art and cultural institution in the heart of North Rhine-Westphalia, and will give you in my short presentation some insights to my work. Since 3 years now, I am the director of the institution, and we started to create a new positionment. Today, we stand for photography, pop and digital culture, and we try to combine these in our exhibitions, in our events and educational formats. We see us as a living factory of ideas for the whole family. We try to create an interdisciplinary program with a high artistic quality and cultural relevance, and yet stay accessible and engaging. It's always about active participation more than just consuming art and culture, particularly in the areas of media, literature, and technology understanding. Our aim is to take a matter-of-fact and yet critical approach to the latest developments in cultural technology. I will show you some examples of our latest projects that will make quite clear what our goals are. So my first exhibition we started 3 years ago was Ego Update, and it was on the selfie culture. I don't know if you knew, like Düsseldorf is selfie capital in Germany. In no other German city more selfies are made, so it was really perfect also for the city. There was a Time magazine ranking that counted all pictures that were tagged selfie, and it turned out that it's not Berlin, it's Düsseldorf. And it was an exhibition also, like dealing with photography in the age of social media, how the self-image are changing, how social media is creating new artistic forms and so on. We had works, perhaps you heard about Amalia Uhlmann and her Instagram performance. We had works like from Eric Kessels, who collected millions of foot selfies, because a lot of people are taking also selfies of their foot. We had also works from Martin Parr to MC Fitti that created a whole new selfie statue of himself. And it went also to events like body enhancement, and we also staged the first cyborg fair. And for me it was also really important, the format itself. A fair means we invited a lot of body hackers, we invited startup companies. They all had their stands in our museum, and people could get immediately their implant. And it was like 3 years ago. It was quite new. I think we then saw that we were quite ahead because we had more press than visitors for this cyborg fair. A lot of media attention, and we had like people from France that came because it's illegal to get implantations in France, but not in Germany. And it was a very, very interesting experience. I was like afraid, like for months later, because I thought we get sued by some people when the implant is like inflamed or they have a problem. And we had like Tim Cannon, a famous transhumanist, who got his new implantation that could like light in the dark and made other things. So this was our first experience, and then we started to create a new format called Internetstadel, das lustige IRL-Fest der Netzkultur. It's a bit difficult to translate in English. It's about like digital folklore. It's a parody of Musikantenstadel, like it's like a kind of digital net culture happening, and we tried to do this every month. And immediately, like the first event was the biggest success ever, was a cat video festival. It's like a format from the US. Walker Art Museum in the US is doing a cat video festival every year and has like 50,000 of visitors only to see cat videos that are all on the net already. It's a big open air festival, and you can buy the roll and show the best cat videos. And they were all online, so it was also very interesting to see that even if the people, for example, all knew Grumpy Cat and the videos, they wanted to participate because it's different than watch like alone some cat videos on the net, then do it like as a group together with hundreds of other peoples. And it was a really nice experience. We had to screen on 2 floors because we had so many people coming, and we could do this. Like I was always asked, are we doing this now every year? But I said, no, we are not doing every year the same until now. We tried to create always something new. And we had like internet stars that came, like Moneyboy, for example, to give a concert. We had a theme on Soylent cooking. There was a group of like tech scientists who hacked Soylent. And it was like a cooking class, and it was always like also the idea to have a participatory format where you don't not it's not like top down. I tell you something, but people are participating and creating and having the experience together. And we also had Yummy Ichi. I'm sure you already know about this format. It's kind of a flea market where internet goods are translated into physical things and are sold in real space. Was also a really nice project. Yeah, and this was like, we did this like 1 year, and then we tried out something new. The next bigger project was a VR exhibition called Unreal, and I will first show you the trailer of the project. Yeah, what we did is we created like a digital new building, the digital architecture, and one art was created by the artist Manuel Rosner, who is sitting here. You will also meet him tomorrow in another talk. And it was a kind of new digital space. Here you see our museum, and the digital new space is above, the cloudy space. This is how it looks inside. And we created like a space inside the museum where you had HTC Vives, and then you could enter the new digital building and experience the artworks. So we had like different artists who created especially an artwork for the new space. Japanese artist who is working a lot with his own avatar. We had Julia Bowinkel and Friedemann Banz, like 2 artists from Düsseldorf that studied at Art Academy, from Albert Oehlen, but very fast coming from painting to VR works, and a Greek artist living in the US. And this is how the space looked in real. So it was like nothing else than computers, HTC Vives, and then it was possible to enter the digital building. And it was really, we had a lot of interest, a lot of visitors from all kind of ages, because it's still a lot of people didn't experience like virtual reality from normal museum visitors. And the very nice thing is also that we now have this digital museum, and we can always reuse it, and for other exhibitions, single group exhibitions and so on, we just can give the code to the next artist who could create something completely new. Yeah, this was the VR exhibition, and from the learning of the Internetstadel project, we talked to a lot of like different people and student groups, and one student group told me, I was really like astonished, because they said they were too afraid to join the Internetstadel. They thought they need to bring too much knowledge, they need to know a lot about internet culture, so they didn't they were too afraid, and so it was really like young people where I thought it's not digital newcomer migrants. So we thought we need to do more. So we learned that we tried to create more digital Aufklärung, and that's why we created a new project called Académie de Avantgarde, Academy of Avantgarde, with the great help of Professor Otto Beisheim Stiftung, that is also here. In the academy, we also say it's kind of so eine Art VHS in cool. You can make your own avant-garde diploma. We have also a manifesto. I will really read it shortly in German. Kultur für alle, Lorem Ipsum, Wissen ist Kunst und darf nichts kosten. Niemand mag Klugscheißer. Nur wer das Internet liebt, wird überleben. Parallelwissen vermitteln, fördern und fordern. 42 an der Akademie zu sein, heißt nicht woanders zu sein. So you see, it don't take itself too serious. You get certificates, there are talks and workshops, there will be also an academy diploma exhibition and so on. Because before we also, for the educational programs, we tried to teach people programming. We had a cooperation with a university with informatics students, and they teach kids programming. But after a certain time, I thought it's not really fitting. It's not really us. Why should we do this? This is like a job I think schools should do, and so on, and other building institutions. So for us, it made more sense to work with artists, like media artists that are giving workshops and talks and so on. It fitted more to the positionment of our institution. Yeah, and the next two projects, so this is an ongoing project, Academy of the Avantgarde. If you are around on Sunday, because at the moment we have a pizza exhibition, a lot of contemporary artists work with the pizza as material and video art, from Martin Kippenberger to John Baldessari to Jennifer Chan, post-internet artists and so on. And on Sunday we have a pizza convention about pizza culture with the pizza acrobatic workshops also for kids. We have a pizza opera, we have pizza printing workshops and a lot of talks also. We really did a big publication because there's a lot of also sociology, science behind the pizza theme, also in net culture and so on. So this is an ongoing project. And then the next two big things coming up, and I also already like to invite you from my bottom of my heart. It's like a meta marathon and a new exhibition about artificial intelligence. The festival is called Meta, and it's the second edition, and we are changing it right now. It's called Meta Marathon, and we thought we have all been, and I'm sure you also have been, to a lot of tech conferences like this, and normally after a certain time you want to do something else, because always someone on stage talking to an audience. So we thought we want to do a complete new festival conference. We said it's more perhaps inspiration about Macy conference meet Woodstock, Burning Man. I also would like, at the end of my career, I would like to say that some children have been made in NRW-Forum. And this is why you need a different spirit, in Woodstock, where you have a lot of children. And that's why we said we have an empty building, 2,000 square meters, and we will invite around 400 people to stay for 42 hours. And the 42 hours is a non-stop program with not classical talks. We'll have a lot of deep labs, workshops, ateliers, performances, concerts, and so on. But it's not there are no keynote speakers. Everybody who is attending will be a participant, and yeah, we will have some people that already announced they will coming, like Tina Sauerländer, Manuel Röstner, Christopher Peterka, Hans Bernhard von Übermorgen, and Josia Chrisia, and we will have a lot of different labs, and the new website will also be made by Manuel Rossner, metamarathon.net. I hope tomorrow it's finished, Manuel. And the website itself is a bot. It's also very interesting. It's a new navigation system. Perhaps you will present it tomorrow. You can communicate with the website itself. And we will also launch the new exhibition of Tina Sauerländer, who is on artificial intelligence. And yeah, perhaps you will also talk tomorrow about this project more. And yeah, cultural institutions, I think, should be the home and living place of artists and creative minds, a free and open space for new and unconventional ideas without capitalistic motivations. And I think cultural institutions are the only spaces left for this freedom. And I think this is like our job as cultural managers to create such platforms, build bridges, find fundings, and help to realize projects of these creative minds. Thank you very much. Happy to hear your questions and hope to see you soon in Düsseldorf.